Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Akiyam. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Chodash. I would also like to give a double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. I would also like to say peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, starting with the 144,000 men of Israel, which consists of the servants, the prophets, whom have been ordained since the foundations of this earth to sing this new song, which comes in the form of this gospel, which would be preached throughout all four corners of this earth and rest upon the ears of the innumerable multitude, men, women, and children of Israel, who may be scattered throughout all four corners of this earth. Shalom. Hey, shalom, beloved Akiam and Akwath. It's just Bayan back again through the spirit and power and mercy of our power, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. I want to bring forth some information regarding your boy Richard Wolff. And for those of you that know, he's an economist. All right, and he has a lot to say about the current fall of the daughter of Babylon. All right, America. He has a lot to say about it. All right, and he leaves no stones unturned. All right, for those of you that know, you know. If you don't know, you're about to find out now. Because ultimately, this clip I'm going to share with you, brothers and sisters, it's pretty much talking to, current events that are taking place, a lot of psyop that's being pushed by Esau, and how evil E in the form of his pharaohs that he sets up. Because ultimately, we know the global elite are controlling the situation. All right, obviously, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is controlling them. But in this dimension, on this world stage, Job 9:24, right? So the Lord gave evil E the power, right? So ultimately, it's these elite, all right, that are running this capitalist system. All right, they're the ones controlling the narrative on the scene, on the world stage. You see that they set up puppets like Trump, all right, to pretty much execute their missions. You see, so everything's set up by design. First and foremost, these economists don't understand prophecy. See, we do. You see, so we understand the end game. All right. Ultimately, Esau is doing all this to bring forth this fourth industrial revolution, to take the birthright back. All right, to have an everlasting synthetic immortality through his technology. So he has to crumble this system. This is something that's understood. This economy's got to go. This whole system that we know, all right, from the monetary to the way you live, it has to change. Okay? It has to go to the next stage. And the only way that can happen is if they get rid of the current one. All right, so we understand that. But needless to say, going back to the point, old boy, Richard Wolff is going to make a couple of points, man. He's going to make a couple of heavy points through the spirit, But needless to say, hey, Lord willing, you beloved Akiam and Akwa for edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And let's rejoice in this, man. Let's rejoice in these demons' tongues falling upon themselves. Let's rejoice in the fall, all right, of our arch enemy, man. We're seeing them crumble at the foundation, all right, and through the spirit, all right. Babylon has already fallen, man. This place is already through the spirit. As a matter of fact, let's get this real quick. Revelations 18. But for you new listeners that don't, let's go. Listen to how it's worded. It's already through. You see, we just gotta play this. We just gotta play out the movie. You see, the book of Revelation, chapter 18, and verse 1. Verse 2 is the point. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen. Okay? Babylon the Great is fallen. Okay? And become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. This place is already fall through the spirit. It's already out of there. Okay? We just gotta play the movie out, Akiyam and Akwaf. That's all we gotta do. All right, and guess what? Like a lesson I did, I think it was like a week ago, I can't remember. Hey, prophecy's on our side. Prophecy is on our side. Lord willing, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai keeps us. Abaratazah. Okay? Because at the end of the day, prophecy is going to be the end all, be all, regardless of whatever plan or device all right, that anybody has on this planet Earth. Prophecy is going to prevail. Okay? Now, real quick, let's get this clip. It's a 20-minute video. I'm not playing the whole video. I'm only play like, it's like 5 to 7 minutes. Because he goes in. You know, it's pretty much just his section of what he speaks a couple of times, but I just want to get the first half. He goes in. All right? He brings a lot of points home that speak to prophecy, man. Now, let me get this clip real quick. Bear with me, Yakiyam. And there's one Edomite on here. he threw. Looking, they all look through, but there's one on the right looking just as defeated. But anyways, check this out, Akiyam and Aqua. Turn this up.
Let's start with what has happened in the United States, which somehow was shocking. And Charlie Kirk was shot dead, and when he was talking at the university campus in Utah, talking to audience, and the president of the United States came out and put the blame on the far left. And what's going on in the United States today, in your opinion, that they try to picture what's going on, the violence, and put it the blame on the left, right, and whatever? What is your take on that?
My take on that is that the fundamental difficulty of the United States today is a declining capitalist system. The empire is in tatters. It barely exists. The domestic economy, yesterday, Jamie Dimon, the head of the largest bank in the United States, gave an interview, actually 2 or 3 of them, and talked about the weakening U.S. economy. Now, he always talks as if he were a spectator rather than one of the people responsible for it. That's cute. Hopefully nobody's fooled. But there he is, admitting what the others are afraid to admit, but pretending he's a spectator. Well, Mr. Trump pretends in a different way, but is dealing with the same weakening economy and the same vanishing empire and the same hobbled capitalism. But Mr. Trump's specialty, and that goes back to the first time he became a serious public figure, if you remember, riding down that escalator somewhere in New York City and explaining to the world that the problems we face are about Mexican immigrants, whom he then slandered. Mr. Trump specializes, as leaders often do in declining empires, in finding scapegoats. Mexicans are scapegoats. The Chinese are scapegoats. And the American left, that he understands as well as he understands everything else, namely not at all, is likewise now going to be a scapegoat. When you can't fix a problem, you blame somebody for it to detract from your failure to fix it. Mr. Trump told us he was going to end the war in Ukraine in a matter of days or weeks. False. He was going to end the war in Gaza in a short time. False. He's actually gone to war in Iran, a war that wasn't there when he became president, and he's gearing up, evidently, to do the same to Venezuela. The man is finding people around the world to blame. I want to remind people, it's a parallel I would take seriously. Germany, in the years before Hitler, faced the loss of its empire. That was accomplished in World War I, when literally the German Empire in Africa, Asia, was taken away by the winning side of World War I, so the Germans lost their empire. In 1923, they had the worst inflation in modern history that wiped out their entire middle class. All their savings accumulated over the 19th century were lost. And it ended up by the end of 1923, all those savings were barely enough to get you a quarter pound of butter at the local store. And then in 1929, as we all know, the Great Depression hit. So in a very few years, 1918 to 1933, or 1929 if you like, The German working class was really whacked. And in desperation, they turned to a leader who promised them, I'll fix it right away. And here are the scapegoats: Jews, Roma people, Slavic people, all the collection of scapegoats Mr. Hitler specialized in. And then he went to war in order to distract the people from what was happening at home so they could focus on the glorious victories being achieved abroad. If it sounds familiar, it should. And if you think that I'm telling you a story that gets you depressed, don't be. Today's headlines are full of what the French people just did, saying, we're not going to tolerate this. And in Nepal, halfway across the world, another group, another people are rising up and saying no. The important question, is not that Mr. Trump has found the left to scapegoat, that he wants to turn a killing in Utah into something more he can say. Arresting somebody of Mexican descent in order to slander Mexico as a whole. Cheap shot. We all kind of know better. But yeah, he'll try. And you know what that shows? Desperation is what it shows. And that desperation is first and foremost economic. We're facing a risk of inflation. We're facing the risk of a recession. Our foreign connections are falling apart. The rest of the world is mobilizing to go around us, to isolate us. That's the reality. Meanwhile, the inequality in wealth and income gets worse and worse. And we just had a spectacle in which the board of directors of a typical American mega capitalist company, Tesla, offers its own CEO a pay package over the next few years worth $1 trillion. That's the achievement of capitalism, to make the already richest person even richer than he has been up until now. It is obscene and it will not last.
You see, hey, at some point they're gonna take him off the planet, but at some point they're gonna take our boy off the planet. He ain't gonna make it too far. But as you can see, he's speaking is true. What he's saying, you know. And ultimately, he mentioned over there in Europe, because you know there's a lot of civil unrest going on over there in Europe and Nepal. You know, they went in. They if I'm not mistaken, they burnt the prime minister's wife alive, man, out there in on public display. Okay, but this is what's gonna come out of what we see happening right now with this crumbling system economically, man, and socially, man. These people are gonna lose it. All right, civil unrest is coming. All right, and this is the talking point I wanted to isolate through the spirit and the power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Let's go here real quick. Now, when you go to the book, and you Akim and Akwath already know, when you go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 19, I'm gonna get this in the matter of fact, let's get this in the GMB. This is the fate of this place, man. All right, there's no light at the end of the tunnel. No, man, there's only coming disasters, man. Hence the title, hence the reality, right? Which is prophecy. All right, the book of Isaiah, chapter 19, and the heading reads, right, in the Good News Bible, God will punish Egypt, okay? Which this Egypt is talking to the spiritual Egypt you can read about in Revelations. It's talking about America, okay? This is talking about America, Mystery Babylon the Great. This is the Egypt that Isaiah 19 is talking to. Look, and it reads, right? I'm gonna start from verse 1, and it reads, this is a message, Isaiah 19:1. This is a message about Egypt. The Lord Yahweh is coming to Egypt riding swiftly on a cloud, that fathership. All right, and you see that image that was just picked up. All right, I think they name it the 3-Eye Atlas. You know, they're disregarding it being a comet because it has no tail. It went by the sun. It was 100 times bigger than the sun, man. Okay? Hey, the earth shall be filled with the knowledge and the glory of the Lord. The Lord's displaying himself now. Okay? This divine intervention is now on display. Because we getting close to salvation, and this place is getting close to destruction. It's creeping up. The Lord sent the scouts out already, man. That's why there's various chariot signs everywhere, man. Okay? Most of them being over the west. That's not a coincidence. The Egyptian idols, continuing on in Isaiah 19:2, the Egyptian idols tremble before him, and the people of Egypt lose their courage, man. Yes, scriptures tell us that even the mighty men, all right, shall hold their loins, right? They're going to be in distress. But as it tells us in 2 Ezra 13, they're going to be durst fight. The Lord's going to put the spirit on them to fight so they can fulfill their lot, to be eviscerated, man. All right? The Lord Yahweh says, I will stir up civil war in Egypt and turn brother against brother and neighbor against neighbor. This talking point alone cancels out this being that this is talking about ancient Egypt, because there's no documented history, text, manuscript regarding ancient Egypt going into civil unrest. Okay, this is a future prophecy talking about America, man. Let's read that again. The Lord Yahweh says, I will stir up civil war in Egypt. Okay? And turn brother against brother and neighbor against neighbor. Rival cities will fight each other and rival kings will struggle for power. This is the reality of what's coming. You see? This is the reality of what's coming. And of course, somebody pulled up. I'm over here in the isolated location. You got people pulling up on me. God damn. But anyways, the spiritual demon saying's always working, but we almost done. All right, so the Lord says he's going to stir up this civil unrest, man. This civil unrest is going to be something that's unavoidable. And you already see the spirit that's on these people, man. All right, you got people beeping out. Here it is. You're trying to turn off a main road right into an establishment. You're pulled off to the side of the road to get into, and they're still beeping at you, man. People are still beeping at you. People are speeding and in a rush to go nowhere fast. Just out of there, man, because the Lord's already, the stage is already set. You see, the stage is set for all hell to break loose, man, and it's going to. All right, and these people are struggling. All right, the food's inflated. The cost of living is ridiculous, man. All right, these people are on the edge. These people are on the verge of losing their mind. Why do you think that happened over there? Where did that happen at? That shooting. 5 cops and 3 through. Okay, there was a shooting with 5 cops and 3 are through. I forgot where that was at. Okay? Come on, man. This is the reality. These people are, and he was being served with a restraining order, if I'm not mistaken. I kind of glanced the situation. I didn't really like tap into it. I caught one of it. I kind of like, you know what I mean? I didn't pay much mind to it, but I do remember that. He was getting served a restraining order, man. Blakey the cops down. That's the mindset of these people right now, man. All right, look, let's let me see, do I want a little more here? Let me read it again. Isaiah 19:2, and it reads, in the Good News Bible. All right, the Lord says, I will stir up civil war in Egypt and turn brother against brother and neighbor against neighbor. Rival cities will fight each other and rival kings will struggle for power, man. All hell's going to break loose. This is the reality, man, of the fate of Babylon, man. There's no light at the end of the tunnel, man. There's no reviving this place. It's not going to happen. That's not the reality of this place's fate. You see? And as a matter of fact, let's get this too. This just came to my second Ezra. You can never go wrong with second Ezra. 15 and 16. But I'm going to go to chapter 15. Matter of fact, let's stay in the Good News Bible. Let's go to the Deuterocanonical book. And let me see here. Second Ezra. Another demon pulled up. Man, but this truth is like the light, though. You know, it attracts all the flies. One left, one pulled up. You just seen that one pull off. 2 broads, man. I'm in an isolated location. Isolated. And it's funny because they pulled up. The first one pulled up. I seen her look at me. I looked at her. She's looking at me. And then she pulls off. And then I guess another one pulled up right beside. I didn't even see that, but you just seen them pull off. Another chick. I'm looking at her, she looks at me, she pulls off. Look, and I'm like, what the hell? Man, and again, I'm in an isolated spot. I'm in a back road at a basketball court. You know what I mean? But anyways, what did I want? 2nd Esdras 15. I think that's 17. Oh yeah, there it goes. Woo! This is fire. I'm gonna have to start up. The book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 15. And verse 14. Verse 16 is the point. Yeah, I can even read down below that. But we'll go through the spread. The book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 15 and verse 14, and it reads, the world and the people in it are doomed, man. All right, this is the reality. The world, Esau's world, all right, 2nd Esdras 6, Esau is the end of the world, okay? So the world and the people in it are doomed, man. This place is going to go out through a violent overthrow. You see? Why? Because the son of perdition is ruling, man. Okay, the vessel fitted for destruction, man. It's got to go that way. Okay? The world and the people in it are doomed, but the elect, though. See? Look, the war that will bring their destruction is very near. What war? The third world's woe. Okay? Which is going to be the climax in this movie. You see? Which involves our Lord Yahweh Shai coming back and delivering his elect from that second death, which is going to come in the form of that thermonuclear fallout. But before that happens, okay, there's going to be a combination of events that take place, okay? Silver unrest being one of them. Along, we can't forget about famine, teeth of wild beasts, okay? Pestilence, man. This is the reality of what's coming to Esau's world. This is how the Lord is going to take Esau out, okay? Yeah, it's not all good in Ohio. Look, at the war that will bring their destruction is very near. Nations will harm themselves and fight against other nations, man. You see? Look, there will be great political turmoil, man. What do you think that's talking to, man? That political turmoil? Civil unrest. Okay? Look, with one group trying to overpower another and gain control while ignoring the legitimate government, man. All right, this coming a time when these people are not going to, they're already in the mindset of not giving a damn. Again, I highlighted that shooting. I can't remember where it took place. That shooting, man, with them 5 cops. Okay, you know, old boy knew he was being self-defense trained and all the, you know. He came up with a device, a plan. He said, all right, when them niggas come, I got something for them. All right, and he ended up getting deleted throughout that back and forth. Of course, you know what I mean. You ain't gonna, you know, come on, man. You ain't gonna blicky at the cops, and they're seeking for, they're trying to take you out now at that point. So needless to say, this is the mindset that these people are in. All right. And again, when this thing goes completely left, when the grid goes down, when the lights go out, come on, man. For those of us that have the eyesight, we can already see how this thing's gonna play out. It's going to be horrible. The water, Pennsylvania, the water. Yup. And I was gonna do a lesson on the spirit, but we'll see what the spirit does. It's definitely heavy, you know. It goes into just, yo, these people are going psycho, man. And the scripture's going to that in Matthew. You see, these people are going psycho, man. And man, just again, when the lights go out, all right, these supermarkets start diminishing, okay, and reality starts to set in. Hey, remember, there's more guns in Babylon the Great than people. Look it up. I'm gonna leave you with that, beloved Akiyam and Akbar. That's the point. There's no need to beat a dead dog, man. But you see how, hey, old boy Richard Wolf, your boy Richard, man, yo, he be taking his own. He throws him right under the bus, man, while that mug is moving. All right, Richard Wolf, man, he leaves no stone unturned. He be going in. And again, you know, and at the end of the day, it's the works of the Lord. You know, could he be a plant? Who knows? You know what I mean? 'Cause at the end of the day, it's the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. He's controlling this thing. And he's setting everything up. He's setting everything up for Esau's fall. You see? And this is a beautiful thing to see, man. But I'm going to leave you with that, beloved. Akim and Akwaf. A Lord willing, you were edified. Lord willing, you were spiritually fed through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. May Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai be with you. Have a beautiful day through the spirit and power of the Lord, man. Hey, all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem Rakah Chodash. Hey, double honors to the beloved elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. Hey, Shalom.